Hello, my name is Susan Stryker, and today I'd like to show you how to make a bound book using no glue at all. This is what it'll look like when you finish. And here's one that a student spent a year working on. She made it on the first day of art class. She was studying multicultural art, and her first page took place in ancient Egypt, where we made hieroglyphics. She created her own art because she was from Argentina and wanted to show us something about her own country. And here we have the Day of the Dead in Mexico. This lettering was all done with magic window lettering, and I'll be teaching you how to do that in another video. To make a book, all that you need are 2 pieces of cardboard that are the same size. It doesn't matter what size they are. Mine are 9 by 12. I also have one sheet of paper that's exactly the same size as my cardboard. Then I'll need 2 sheets of paper that are the same length but too wide, and 2 sheets of paper that are the same width but too long. And I'm going to use one set for each. Take 1 sheet of cardboard and 1 sheet of paper that's the correct width but too long, and wrap it around the cardboard. When you're done wrapping it, remove it. Don't leave it on the cardboard. Then take the second sheet, which is the same length but too wide, and wrap that around your cardboard. And once again, remove it. Lay it flat on the table. Take a pair of scissors, and we use scissors in place of a bone. In the early days of publishing and bookbinding, an animal bone was used to bone fold. We're not going to kill an animal to make our book, so we're going to use the plastic end of a pair of scissors. And you can see the difference in the folds. This has been folded, this has been bone folded. So you want to do it on every piece of paper that you fold. Take the back end of your scissors and rub it along the fold to make it sharp and professional looking. Then what you're going to do is put it back on the cardboard. I now have one beautiful side and what I call one ugly side. So naturally, I'm not going to cover the beautiful side. I'm going to cover the side that's not so beautiful. Take my flap and I put it over the cardboard and under the paper. I slide it in. It should go fairly easily. The second one will give you a little bit more trouble. And again, you put it over the cardboard and under the paper. And you see, I'm struggling with it, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim it. Just slightly, so that it slips better in. If you can tuck it in without cutting it, it's better because it will have a tighter fit, which you do want. But you see how much easier it is if you cheat and cut it. Now I'm done with my first cover, and now I'm going to make my second. Again, taking one of the sheets of paper. This one is the same width, but too long. Wrap it and remove it, and then take the piece that's the correct length but too wide, wrap it, and remove it. Set your cardboard aside and do your bone folding. When you're binding a book, any fold that you need to make should be bone folded. I'm going to wrap this around and it's going to be a nice tight fit. Okay, cover the ugly side, not the beautiful side. You can expect the first one to be very easy. It slips right in. You can even leave your paper open while you do that. makes it even easier. Again, over the cardboard, under the paper. That's a nice fit. Let's see how we're doing here. Over the cardboard, under the paper. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to just cut the littlest bit off the end. It looks a little bit like an envelope when you do this. Don't take too much off because you want a nice tight fit. Over the cardboard, under the paper. I now have my front and back cover, and I want to connect them. So I'm going to use that one sheet of paper that I saved, and I'm going to fold it, what we call the hot dog fold, long and narrow. And of course, I'm going to bone fold it. This is going to be the page that I bind my book together with. I now have the interior of my book. These are the pages that you're going to mount your art on. These are marked at the halfway point with a very slight fold, but of course, I'm going to bone fold them. And I'm going to bone fold them separately. I'm not going to do all three sheets together. And by the way, you can put as many sheets in your book as you want. And if as you work, you find that you need more sheets, you can always add them later. So don't worry about figuring out how many pages you need now. Now I'm done with my scissors. I'm going to open the pages of my book now. Don't leave them folded when you start to bind your book. I now stack them like pancakes, 3 with the smallest one on the bottom. Okay, going to put them through the long arm stapler and try to line the edge of the stapler up exactly with the fold. Don't bang on your stapler, press down hard. And of course, as the year goes by and we use our books a lot, that back can open. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do 2 on the back as well as the 2 or 3 on the front. This is my binding page, and that's the one that I slip in, again, over the cardboard, under the paper, over the cardboard, under the paper, and again, over the cardboard, under the paper. And again, here's a perfect book. If you run out of pages, open your book to the center and add another page that you folded and bone folded and staple it right in. You can also, if that doesn't work for you, turn to the very back page and staple it here. And you can do that as many times as you need to. Enjoy bookbinding.